Hey folks, despite it being a reasonably nice evening, I am not too sure on the sound quality. It's a bit windy, so I may have to continue this video in my van reluctantly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to continue this in my van. It's a bit. I would love to do it outside in the park, but it's a bit windy, and I hate the sound of wind gushing over. So bear with me. I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, I'm back, but I've had a brainwave because you see the bushes behind me, and my van is right here. I thought it will be like a windbreaker if I make this video between the bushes. Only thing is, there's a little recreational park just here, and there's a lot of noise with the kids playing, and you're going to have to put up with the joyful sound of kids, and there's a main road behind me as well, so you're going to have a lot of traffic going past. Anyway, today's video is based on irony, and the irony is with the experience of a man who is 19 years younger than me. 19 years, and yet he's had this similar dating experience as me, and I find that crazy but not surprising. Let me just emphasize something about the 19 years. My daughter is just under 2 years younger than him, so I'm old enough to be the man's father. And if I had to compare my dating experience to my late father, who's from Grenada in the Caribbean, two complete different days of the week, night and day. My experience and my dad's experience, different world, all complete different world. But yet, me and Quincy, that's his name, he's a fellow YouTuber, Quincy82, 19 years younger than me, and we have a similar experience. The experience that we both had is, well, but okay, first of all, for those who don't know, he's black as well. He's a Londoner like me, born and raised in London, and he's also received a warmer welcome from women outside of his race most of the time. Well, in his case, probably all the time, but for myself, most of the time. I'll illustrate on that. We've both been shunned because we've both been told we sound too white and too English. We've both been shunned because we don't have a thuggish characteristic. And yeah, now Quincy he'll have to tell his own story, but he's very similar to myself. Quincy's not he's not the first guy I've met with this experience. Guys I know, some of the guys I grew up with, guys I've met over the years. And the point I'm making with this illustration I'm giving you now is, this is something very rarely spoken about amongst black people. You know, when it comes to the subject of black men dating outside the race, you hardly hear this scenario that I'm describing to you now. Now, the difference between me and Quincy, from what I know, is I have dated black women, but I'm quite picky regards to the type of black women I would date, because I make a very clear distinction between the type of black women I would date and the ones I would not. The type of black woman I have dated and would date, their characteristics is one of a journalist, the sort of woman that you see reading the news, on News at 10, the sort of posh, educated type. That's the sort of black women I would date. I don't go for the typical urban, ghetto, aggressive type, not at all. However, despite that, I mean, luckily, because I have met that sort of women, that sort of black women, that's why I'm a little bit more open-minded compared to my male counterparts, because in terms of giving black women a chance, a lot of them, the door is firmly shut and they are just not interested at all. Despite me being picky, you know, I'm a little bit more forgiving. But the only downside on my side is my experience has planted the worst flaw in my character, which is I have a little bit of a prejudice problem. I tend to prejudge, and I hate that bit of myself, and I try to keep it under control, but this is the point I'm making. So if you've got a group of black women coming towards me on one side and you've got a group of non-black women coming towards me on the other side, subconsciously I'm going to focus on the non-black women because that is where my success tends to be. So I would go on automatic pilot and focus on the non-black, and as a result, as I've stated in another video, I could quite easily bypass a black woman that I would get on with. But at least there's an opportunity for a black woman regards to myself anyway. But with the other guys like Quincy and that, the doors is firmly shut, and you know, they're not interested at all. And yeah, I'm not my brother's keepers. They run their own ship. They run their life how. I'm not gonna give a critique on what they shouldn't, what attitude they should have. It's their life, and it's none of my business how they conduct themselves, you know. But the point of this video, I'm not here to make anybody feel bad. I'm not here to trigger anybody, because I know some of you women get triggered really easy, and I find it quite not funny as in ha ha ha. But there's a guy called Tommy Sotomayor. I may have pronounced his name wrong. Now, if I had to compare me to him in terms of offensive stuff to say, not that I say anything offensive, but if we had to compare each other to an earthquake, Tommy, he would bring down cities, he would level cities with the things that he says in terms of being offensive towards black women. He would level London to the ground. Me, I wouldn't even be on the Richter scale. I'd be less than a workman drilling a hole in the ground. You see what I'm saying? In terms of, so when women get triggered by the little things that I say, I find that quite wow. Do you see? But anyway, so the point of this is, at least if you are aware of the consequence of your action, so you come across a guy and you say, oh, well, you know, you sound too white and too English or whatever, and okay, listen, if you don't find him attractive, that's fine, that's cool. We have no problems with a woman not finding us attractive, but what we do have a problem with is being dissed on one sense, and then in the same breath being dissed for dating outside your race where you're more appreciated. You know, you can't have it both ways. You know, it's, you know, diss us fine, but allow us to be happy somewhere else. You know, at least allow us that. Okay, someone's left a message on Facebook, so excuse the noise there. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, but anyway, like I said, this is not a blame game. I'm sure that I've done stuff that has a consequence. All of us has made some actions that's caused some kind of reaction somewhere else. So I'm not saying it's all on you. We all have a part to play, all of us. Okay, so, you know, I'm just giving you our story, so at least you know it, and you can, it's got something there for you to consider. Anyway, it's getting dark, and best go. Right, thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Quincy, my man, big shout to you. Okay, bye.